This is The Extra Point, an Arizona's Family Originals podcast, sponsored by your Phoenix Suns.
Well, it's that time of year. It's a tradition unlike any other. The Masters here on Arizona's Family CBS 5 this weekend. It's just a great time because it's going to be like 102 outside to stay inside, watch some golf, and watch some Sun Devils. So let's talk with some boots on the ground. A man who is one of my favorite people to talk to here in the Valley of the Sun. Sun Devil golf coach Matt Thurmond joins us from outside Augusta. Hotel rooms are a little hard to come by around the course this time of year, aren't they?
Yeah, it was like $800+ for the Fairfield Inn in Augusta. So I'm in Columbia, which, they don't allow phones at Augusta National. And I mean, I'm a guy that spends a lot of hours on a phone. And so that hour drive each way to Columbia is actually great. And the rooms are $300 instead of $800.
It's incredible. I got to go last year and I walked in and I said, this is like my Disneyland. How many times have you been to Augusta National? And what I guess kind of compare the feeling walking in there the first time with walking in there this afternoon?
Yeah, I pinch myself. I've actually been here 4 times. I've never been with a current player on my team. And you say Disneyland. As I was walking around last few days, I'm like, it really does feel and look like Disneyland. Even the signage is kind of similar, and the lines for the merch tent. I mean, it's an hour long, and the way they get you through these food lines, the prices are much different. But it is Disneyland for a golfer for sure. I remember being so giddy when I first went. I think it was like in 2006 or something like that. This week's different. I'm here all week. It's not just a little window of time. I've never been for more than a day, and now I'm here for 7 straight days. And so now I'm really getting to know the place. I know all the nooks and crannies and shortcuts and how to get around, and I'm very comfortable with it. So I'm pinching myself like, don't get tired of this, or don't forget how cool this is. And it's especially cool because I have a coach badge, and one of my players is playing in it, and he's playing tomorrow with Scotty Scheffler and Justin Thomas. And by the way, Kevin, you also making his Masters debut. So anyway, I'm having a great time.
So what has it been like for you making your way around the course with Jose Le, with Kevin, seeing John Rahm there, Phil Mickelson is there? How many Sun Devils are in the field? What's the count?
It's those 4. Yeah, it's those 4. Sometimes we have 5 or 6, but 4 is still pretty good. And it's been cool. I've been mostly with Jose Le because he's how I got the badge, and he's on our team right now. But I've seen Kevin a lot. John was great. He and Jose Le played yesterday in the afternoon on the back 9. It was him and Sergio and Jose Maria Olazabal. So Jose Le went out yesterday on the afternoon with those 3 guys, all 3 Masters champions from Spain. Watching them was awesome. He and John were walking up the fairways together. They were talking about pins and how to hit certain shots. It was a beautiful sight. And yesterday was extra interesting because it got rained out on Monday. And so they let everybody come back for Tuesday. So it was packed out there, and so many of them were watching this group. And I kept hearing people over and over again in the crowd, because I'm outside the ropes, talking about the kid in the ASU bag and the ASU kid. And I mean, everybody is noticing Jose Le, in part because he's got his ASU bag. And he's getting a lot of attention. Are
you seeing Sun Devils on the course? Or are you also seeing some Spaniards on the course who came in to watch this one?
Probably more Spaniards. I mean, there's Sun Devils. I'm getting forks up here and there, but mostly it's just average golf fans that are talking about Arizona State. And is this the kid from Arizona State? Is this the kid from Arizona State? Well, yeah, look at that bag. I think he made such a great choice to use his team bag. If you use a tour bag, as often these amateurs do, no one even notices that you're an amateur. But because he's got that bright Arizona State bag, that's a carry bag and a stand that, it's so different than every other bag in the field, everybody notices it and talks about it.
And we had the soundbite from John Rahm in his news conference yesterday talking about Jose Le and just how much he admires his game and just how easy he makes it look. How would you describe his game, and how does it stack up, teeing it up for the first time against the best of the best of the best in the world at Augusta this week?
Well, what an interview that was with John, by the way. I mean, and I love that he talked about kind of Jose Le as a person, because he really is an awesome guy. And that John and he have played a lot. And so John knows him well, and that he would kind of draw his kindness and his quality of a human being out in an interview like that, I think was really, really cool and accurate. Jose is an awesome guy and an incredible representative of ASU in every way. And his golf game, he's got a wow type of golf game. If you see him on a range or you just see him hit one tee shot, it blows you away. I think sometimes when you go to these tour events, there's a handful of people that do that, and then the rest of them, you kind of like, he looks kind of like the best player at my club, but they're just really, really good, but maybe it's not that amazing. Well, Jose, it is that amazing. He's got this effortless power where it doesn't look like he's hitting it that hard, but he's still hitting it past everybody. I mean, he's played in these practice rounds. There's nobody keeping it up with him. So I think power and length is his number one kind of defining attribute, but he does have a great short game. He hits his mid irons really, really well, high and solid. I think he can play great this week. There's no reason he can't. This course does favor a long hitter, and he can do it. He's got great touch around the greens. It's just a matter of not having the experience and not knowing the course that well. But he's a guy that I think in the coming years will definitely be in contention in this event, and it's not impossible that he would be in contention this week.
Do you do the coach pep talk with him? Is there any hey, just do what you did when you won the national championship?
Yeah, I mean, golf pep talks, you don't want to get a guy all jacked up. If anything, you got to kind of dummy it down a little bit and just make it out to be a little less serious than it is. So that's the biggest thing, is try to get him to relax or just not take it too seriously. I'll probably just remind him of the very basic principles that we always talk about in a program, which is just how you carry yourself and, focus on your breathing, focus on the pace of your walking, stick to your routine, keep your chin up, look forward, a couple other tactical things that we talk about, but the basics, of just the things it takes to be successful. Trying harder in this game and trying to force results never works.
When it comes to recruiting, what is having 4 Sun Devils in the field and two young guys in the field do for you going forward with getting even more top talent out here to Tempe?
Well, I think it's pretty cool. I mean, it's been this way for a long time. I mean, kids all over the world know about the Sun Devils, and it's never really been different. We've had year after year so many players in this field. So it's great to just show the tradition and to keep it alive. We've had, I think, a Spaniard. We're very good in Spain right now with John and Josele both being who they are, and it's been actually 16 years since we've had 16 straight years with a Sun Devil in the lineup, or a Spaniard, sorry, on our team. So, that's great there. I don't know. Recruiting ASU, kids all over the world want to come to ASU. It's always been that way, and it always, hopefully, will always be that way.
Well, how does Phil Mickelson and John Rahm's game look this week? Could you see them making a charge?
Oh, absolutely. Actually, Phil is interesting. He has been playing really well the last few weeks. I haven't seen him a lot this week. 2 years ago, I was just reviewing, we have our team masters draft, and 2 years ago I took Phil Mickelson and he finished second, and it helped me win my our team masters draft. And it wasn't that long ago. I mean, the guy knows how to play Augusta National, maybe better than anybody. He's multiple time champion there, and he's playing pretty good. He looks great, and I'm hearing that he's playing really well. And so I wouldn't be surprised to see Phil make some noise. John, same thing. John's he's just been playing awesome for a long time, and I think he looks great. And no one would ever be surprised if John Rahm is winning this thing on Sunday.
Yeah, I actually had a fun moment last year at the par 3. I passed him on the par 3, and he was standing right next to Condoleezza Rice, and I couldn't help myself. Hopefully he likes this. I said, "Rombo!" And he turned, and he kind of just gave me a nod. And that's maybe one of the top 5 sports moments of my life. Does he like hearing Rombo outside of the Phoenix Open?
I think so. It's funny because Augusta is not a loud place. Like nobody. I mean, you were probably the only one yelling, and so he's probably like, "Who's this?"
I'd had 2 of the crow's nests, so and I had a pimento cheese sandwich. So yeah.
So sometimes someone was just telling me a story about some guys that were doing that. As one of my best friend Paul was telling about when he was at Augusta. And some guys were like, "You the man," yelling like that. And one of the security guys comes in, "Boy, you're not in Phoenix anymore. you're not in Scottsdale anymore. This is Augusta. Keep it down."
Yeah, I was there for the par 3. That was a little more. That was a little a little less stringent. What about Kevin though? Another young guy who's there. I mean, just having being the coach there and being behind the ropes. What's it like for just having 4 and having 2 of your guys there?
Well, Kevin played on our team for 5 years. He was a star for us, was the number 1 amateur in the world. I think people kind of forget about him a little bit because he's so quiet, and just maybe they just don't think of him. He doesn't attract a lot of attention, but Kevin is an amazing player. He's already won on the PGA Tour. And like Josele, he's a guy that hits it really long and high and soft. He's been playing really well, kind of trending each week, getting a little bit better. So, wouldn't be surprised to see him playing on the weekend for sure. And I think he could surprise as well. I think it's we have 4 guys, which maybe isn't a huge number, but all 4 of them I think will have a very good week.
Well, and speaking of trending, you were trending earlier this week. So did you bring any slacks to Augusta, or what's the suitcase look like?
So I have plenty of pants. A lot of people say, you're going to have to go buy some pants. I have plenty of pants. And what people often are missing in the story is that all the spectators are wearing shorts, or most of them are wearing shorts. It's not like there's a no shorts rule at Augusta. No, the only thing is you can't go onto the driving range or in the course with shorts on. So it's perfectly fine to wear shorts. I wasn't breaking any rules until I used my coach badge privilege to walk out onto the driving range. I saw Kevin out there. He was warming up. It was the first time I'd seen him. And I was so excited to see him. He was playing in his first Masters. There was hardly anybody on the range the first day. And I went out and I started chatting with him, gave him a big hug. And they came up and they're like, "Sir, you can't be out here on the range in your shorts." And I felt embarrassed and I'm sorry. And I walked off and probably made a mistake to tweet about it. I thought I was making fun of myself. And somehow the story became a big story. And everybody seems fascinated that I would be wearing shorts. And those that know me well know that my calves are a signature feature of my physique, and it's hard to keep them contained. They want to get out and they want to be seen, and I feel like the people want to see them. So I got caught with wearing shorts on the range at Augusta.
I'm glad you tweeted about that. That's one of the better stories of the week. So do you wear pants the rest of the time? Like, what's the game plan here? Did you have to mix up the wardrobes?
Interesting. Like I've been wearing pants because I do want to go on the range. It's kind of fun to be out there. At the same time, I feel like just for all the hate messages I've been getting about how could you wear shorts at Augusta, I kind of want to wear shorts. Like, I'm one of these guys that, like, okay, I'll show you. So I might be wearing shorts this weekend. We'll see what happens.
You get the tearaways. They sell the tearaways now. Yeah.
Yeah, they don't have those. They don't have those in the concession stand. I know that in the retail store. But yeah, that's not a bad idea.
What has been your favorite thing from the concession stand?
I like, again, this is going to sound crazy because I would never order this or do this anywhere else, but there's something about an egg salad sandwich at Augusta National. Yes. And maybe it's just the price. It's $1.50. And so you feel like you're ripping them off. Like, really? A sandwich for $1.50? So that's my, the chicken salad sandwich is nice as well.
Yeah,
that's what I would say. I want a hoodie too. I haven't bought anything in the retail store, but I'm going to buy a Masters hoodie. Those look pretty good.
What about the garden gnome? Have you thought about the garden gnome? Are those all gone?
They're probably all gone by the time I get there. I think they're selling out. Everybody's carrying those around.
Right. Yeah, it's a lot to ship those as well. Just as far as the field goes, did you have a chance to see Scotty at all, or Rory? Also looks like Xander Schauffele is one of the guys that's kind of one of the favorites here. I mean, anybody that you're kind of eyeing to, and anybody that you're going to go watch that's not a Sun Devil tomorrow.
Who's sneaky, fun to watch, and who's really, really good is Tyrrell Hatton. I think he's very interesting to watch, and I saw him hit some shots, and I wouldn't be surprised to see him contend. I know it's not maybe the name everybody wants to hear, but he's really good and awesome to watch. Let's see. I guess that's it. I'm very heavily into those Sun Devils right now. That's where most of my focus is going to be.
Awesome. And will you be there through Sunday? Are you any
Yep.
chance you get into the Butler cabin if a Sun Devil puts on the green jacket?
You know what? I think I got a shot at that. Yeah, if he's putting on the jacket, or even if Josela is the low amateur, I might be able to sneak my way in there. We'll see. But again, I kind of feel like I'm persona non grata right now with the shorts fiasco. So I keep thinking they're gonna, I'm gonna go scan my badge on the entrance. They're gonna be, sorry, Mr. Thurmond, you have been banned from Augusta National.
So what's next for you after the Masters when it comes to Sun Devil golf?
Well, this is crazy, but this week is the 52nd Thunderbird Collegiate at Papago Golf Course on Friday and Saturday, a tournament that I'm normally coaching and helping run. But I'm at Augusta this week, so I'm not even going to be there. So I need all the local golf fans, Sun Devil golf fans, to go out and cheer on our team this week, Friday, Saturday at Papago. Preston Summerhays is a 2-time defending champion playing his last home event. And I think everybody would really enjoy watching it. We're teeing off at 7 a.m. on Friday morning, 7 to 7:25. We got a coffee truck. Anybody will get you a free coffee. But I hope some people will go out and watch the guys at least tee off.
And Preston Summerhays, he could one day be playing at Augusta. Fair?
I think he will be very soon.
We think you're a legend here in the desert, and we appreciate the time and always appreciate the conversation. So have fun. We'll look forward to getting back out to Papago and checking in with the team here later on the spring.
Thanks a lot. Appreciate it. Let's have a great week.
This is The Extra Point, an Arizona's Family Originals podcast, sponsored by your Phoenix Suns.